Greetings, dear friend. I hope this moment finds you in peace. Today, I want to talk about a topic that touches each of us: downfalls. We all experience them in life, whether they are small missteps or monumental challenges. But it is not the fall that defines us, it is how we rise. Imagine you are walking along a beautiful forest path, the sun shining through the trees, the breeze carrying the scent of pine. You're content, at peace with yourself and the world around you. Then suddenly you stumble. Perhaps you trip over a stone or step into a hidden hole. The ground beneath you gives way and you fall. Now, my friend, what do you do next? Do you stay on the ground, feeling defeated, or do you gather the strength to rise again, to continue your journey? Downfalls, whether they are personal failures, heartbreaks, or loss, are a part of life. No one is immune. Yet it is in these moments of struggle that the true lessons of life are revealed to us. I have witnessed many over my years who have fallen. Some are overwhelmed by their failures, paralyzed by the weight of their disappointment. Others, however, choose to rise, using their downfall as a stepping stone to greater understanding. What separates these two is a simple yet profound practice: mindfulness. When I first began my journey, I encountered many obstacles. I remember a time early on when I had tried to meditate, to silence the noise of the world, but my mind would not cooperate. The more I struggled, the more agitated I became. I thought, I am not meant for this path. This was my downfall. But it was in this very moment of frustration that I learned the first lesson of overcoming downfalls: accept the moment as it is. When I stopped resisting, when I allowed myself to feel the frustration without judgment, that's when my mind began to settle. Acceptance. This is the first key to overcoming any downfall in life. When we fight against our circumstances, we create more suffering. But when we accept them as they are, we create space for healing, for growth. Let me share a story with you. A story about someone I met not long ago, a man named Arun. Arun had built his entire life around his business, a small cafe he had poured his heart into. It was his dream, his joy. But one day, a series of bad decisions and unforeseen circumstances led to his cafe failing. He lost everything: his savings, his business, and most painfully, his sense of purpose. He had fallen. He came to me in despair, his face heavy with regret. "Master," he said, "I've worked so hard. I have given everything, and yet I failed. How do I pick myself up from this?" I shared with him the first lesson I am sharing with you today: acceptance. I told him, "Aaron, this is not the end of your journey. This is simply the start of a new chapter. You must first accept this failure, as painful as it is, before you can learn from it." I watched as Arun's expression softened. It wasn't an easy lesson, but over time, he came to understand. He stopped fighting his failure, stopped blaming himself for everything that went wrong. Instead, he accepted it as a part of his path, a valuable lesson in humility and patience. Aaron's journey did not end with acceptance. The second lesson I offered him was patience. After accepting the loss, he had to give himself time. Recovery takes time, and healing doesn't happen overnight. As he took small steps forward, he realized that while his business had failed, he had gained something even more precious: a deeper understanding of himself. You see, patience is the bridge between our downfalls and our rise. We cannot rush the process of healing, just as we cannot rush the growth of a tree. It takes time, it takes nurturing, and it takes understanding that setbacks are simply a part of life. As Arun continued on his path, he learned the final lesson: compassion. He began to reach out to others who had faced similar hardships. He shared his story, his struggles, and his triumphs. In doing so, he found strength not just in himself, but in the connections he made with others. He realized that he was not alone in his suffering. And this, my dear friend, is the final key to overcoming downfalls: connection. We are all walking our individual paths, yes, but we are never alone in our struggles. Reach out, be kind to yourself and to others. We find strength in numbers and healing in shared experiences. Downfalls are not the end of the road. They are simply a part of the journey. Moments of challenge that offer us the opportunity to deepen our understanding and grow. Acceptance, patience, and connection. These are the keys to overcoming any difficulty you may face.